Ohio.
Is he okay?
He's totally fine. And I think he's out with his kids or something like that. And we had live with Cuss with Gus. Is there anybody out there listening? Is there anybody out there? I don't see no viewers. Did I do this correctly? This is what happens when I'm trying to do something and I don't have my producer extraordinaire with me. I just want to make sure.
CJ's brilliant is back.
We're live. Yeah, we're live now.
I see the live button in the top right there.
Oh, there are people joining us now. Hey everyone, it's Thursday. I was going to say it's Friday. I'm like, man, it's happy hour already, a day early. Yeah, I got problems if I said this today was Friday. Anyway, guys, it's Cuss with Gus. It is the most exciting show in alt media. It is the most exciting show in radio, period. He is the financial Howard Stern. He is the economic master of disaster. He is the one, the only Gus Demos from Perpetual Assets. Get your stinking useless 401ks into something you can control. Contact them at Perpetual Assets. Let them get all that worthless 401k nonsense into a self-investment IRA in gold, silver, and cryptos. And heck, they even have a silver savings fund where they give you an ATM card, a Visa, MasterCard, or whatnot in order for you to go spend the funds you have. Get in control of your finances, perpetualassets.com. With that being said, the man of the hour, it's time to Cuss with Gus.
Dude, how do I follow that up? Jesus Christ. That was pretty tough.
I made sure I drank French roast before I got on the air with you, bro.
Dude, I forgot to give you kudos. I actually I was listening to yours and Bix's interview too, and you nailed the pronunciation of tzatziki sauce so fucking well. Like you, I literally, I thought you might have some Greek blood going through your veins. You nailed it.
You know what? I got some Portuguese blood. I ain't too far off.
It's close. It's close. And Bix is in great spirits nowadays too. He was pretty jovial in that interview.
He was very happy, man. I think he spent a lot of time in his greenhouse that day. I'm very suspect of his greenhouse. He spends a lot of time in his greenhouse, then he's very happy the next moment. I wonder what he's growing in that greenhouse, bro.
I will tell you what I think is going on, and this is a story I don't think he'll mind if I tell it. So I think he wants people to think he's happy because he's crushed it on the cryptos. I think he's happy because I lost the bet to him, and I had to pay. I literally owe him 1 ounce of silver. Yeah. So I'll tell you the bet if you got 2 minutes for it.
Go ahead, man. It's your show.
It's February. We're at an Acapulco at the conference in Mexico. I'm minding my own business. Probably I'm sitting at the pool. Probably working on some, philanthropic adventure or whatever, doing something for the good of mankind. And Bix comes over. We start having cocktails.
Uh-oh.
One thing leads to another. He probably feeds me 20 or 30 Don Julio tequilas.
Oh, no.
Maybe a Mexican roofie or two. I don't know. Dude, the pharmacies down there, they're in, like, they hand out Viagra like Tic Tacs. They don't give a shit. So. So
get your Viagra steroids all in one place.
Yeah, dude, they hand out Viagra to the kids with like lollipops. Like, here you go.
Here you go, little Julio. Here you go, Juan. Here you go, Miguel.
I'm at this point I'm pretty pissy. I'm drunk, like to the point where like 2 busboys like are almost like holding my hair back over a toilet, like vomiting drunk. And like Bix like storms into the bathroom and proposes this bet because we've been debating Bitcoin. At the time, the price was like 1,200, right? So it was a bull market. It's like late February. The price hits 1,200. So obviously that story's slight hyperbole and fiction. Long story short is I made a stupid ass bet, and I bet Bix that there'd be a correction or a pullback to $500 before. Or not. Yeah, I thought it would come back to 500 before it hit 1,500. Mm-hmm. So Bix had 1,500, I had 500, which was fucking dumb of me. Like he only needed $300 to get. It was at 1,200, so he only needed $300 to get to 1,500. I needed a $700 movement south to get back to 500. So he won the bet, and this is so a lot of the toilet shows and 30 tequilas was slightly exaggerated, but here's where the story gets. This is how awesome Bix is and how hilarious. I don't think he's ever said anything funnier to me anyway. So I text him when Bitcoin's at like 14.95 or something. And I say, hey buddy, I always pay my bets. Where do I ship this ounce of silver? You win, fair and
You there? Gus? Gus, you totally cut out, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What was the last thing you said?
Dude, I text him when Bitcoin's at like, the bet is 1,500. If it hits 1,500, right, he wins the bet. I text him at like 14.95, 14.98. And I'm like, all right, where do I ship the 1 ounce of silver? You win the bet. And he goes, you sure you don't want to double up, buddy? He's like $2 off 1,500, and the son of a bitch is like, dude, double it up. What are you afraid of, pussy? Like, so, but I think, dude, I started dying laughing. What could I at that point? I'm like, checkmate, dude. Well played, dude. Well played. But I think that is how men show affection to each other. Like, yes. friendly ball busting is how men communicate with each other and are affectionate. So very bravo Bix, well played. Very you got well dumb bet. You got me. You win the bet, and 1 ounce of silver is heading Bix's way.
That's awesome, man. That's
why it was. No, he's been crushing it on the cryptos though too.
Yeah, he has been. He made like $24,000, man, off that Cliff High report.
Yeah, no, man. I told you before we went live, man. We've been slammed. Like we knew we'd get busy with like cryptos in an IRA like 3 or 4 months. So we've been trying to like sort of pump it real hard the last from marketing and email campaigns and stuff like since January or February, since Bitcoin broke 800 or 1,000 again. But the last 2-3 weeks, man, has just been jammed. Like you can put cryptos in an IRA, blah blah blah. So it's been chaos the last 2 weeks about it. So it's all good stuff. I mean, again, these are good problems to have if the phone won't stop ringing.
It's great problems to have, man. It's fantastic. It's. I mean, what other options are people gonna have? Let me just keep it in my company's 401k, and let me just go to a 101k.
Yeah, dude, and we don't, our angle, has always been and still is like, we don't tell you what the fuck to invest in, dude. Like we just give you a vehicle to invest in almost anything. So if you want to make it rain on something super risky, that's up to you. If you just want to buy gold and sit on it, that's up to you. If you just want to let the money sit there and I mean, clients come to us because they want to run shit. They want to run their own shit. Period. Right. So you could get as creative with it as you want. We don't tell you what to invest in. You decide that.
Exactly.
But yeah, business has been awesome. It's been great. Which I told you briefly, but I didn't give you details. Which is what prompted me and Will, Will and his wife went out on Friday for dinner and cocktails. And then his wife went home after like a couple hours, and me and Will stayed out, and we got fucking attacked by social justice warriors.
No, what happened?
So two observations. I'll go into this.
Where were you? Is this in Cali or is it?
This is in the heart of fucking Cali, like downtown San Diego. No, downtown San Diego. Like it's a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood called Little Italy. It's a real beautiful, nice neighborhood.
Okay.
I don't want to name the bar in case they hear this and try to sue me. So we go in there. Yeah, we order a couple fucking bourbons on the rocks. But here, before I get into the story, let me tell you two observations that I learned that I didn't realize until after all this happened on Friday. Number one, social justice warriors eavesdrop on conversations that have nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Like they'll listen in to what your group is talking about. It has like, so they'll like literally like, it's like a bunch of nerds spying on you. Like that it's insane. The second part is and I should have saw this earlier. I should have realized this earlier. They only fuck with you when they have you outnumbered by huge numbers. In our case, it was like 10 versus 2.
Wow.
So they don't have the balls to do anything or say anything if it's, equal numbers or they're outnumbered. But when they have you, studying
like an 8-to-1 ratio, that's when they move on you.
Yeah, they think they're just gonna fucking walk all over you. So long story short, here's what happens. Me and Will are sitting there minding our own fucking business, having a couple whiskeys outside in the patio area, bullshitting. Some woman walks by. I get out of the way and say, pardon me, sweetheart. Literally, the word sweetheart.
She was triggered.
No. This is where it gets amazing. The woman that walked by and I moved out of the way for and said sweetheart for wasn't triggered at all. She actually smiled, either friendly or whatever, and just walked by. The social justice warriors overheard me use the word sweetheart, and one of them approached us like the alpha queen bitch. So it was like 5 women and 5 guys.
Oh, so 5 women and 5 betas.
Dude, that I started screaming. I'll get to how it played out. I let it happen. Dude, it'd be like I was like the same shit we talk about in the interviews. The same interviews is the same shit I started saying to them, like out loud, and the whole place was like fucking. Everyone's mouth dropped in the fucking restaurant. So she comes up and starts basically trying to tell me I shouldn't be using that word. The word sweetheart is a total fucking not allowed. It's either chauvinist or hate speech and I kind of just grew up saying the word. It's kind of like I grew up in fucking diners and fucking Sinatra and blah blah blah. It's like that's just the way we speak.
Chicago boy, man. You're like rough and tumble. It's like New Yorkers.
Yeah, it's like thank you, sweetheart. I didn't think it's an offensive word or phrase.
Sure.
But she heard it, came over to me and Will, started fucking yapping, talking shit. Then walked away, went over to the group. Dude, I let it marinate for about 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. The minute I started seeing all their facial expressions, I made it fucking rain at that point. It was just feminist this, liberal retard, your beta cuck male boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. Dude, they started losing their shit. This little fucking girl came up to me and started fucking screaming at me. Then one of the guys came up. One of the guys was behind her, dude. It was like the women were doing the fighting for the guys too.
Of course. What are those little bit? What are the grown bitches with male appendages? What were they doing?
Dude, it was just sitting there in their skinny jeans. So the guy said, "You shouldn't talk to her that way." And I said, "Shut up, dude. Your fucking parents failed, you fucking cuck beta male." Your parents failed rubs men the wrong way like that. But dude,
yes.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, just hold her. I'm like, let her fucking slap you inside the back of your head while she's drinking a fucking latte and shut the fuck up. So Will this whole time is in a state of shock. Will's married with kids, so he's not at the front lines as much as I am. So yeah. I'm out in as a single guy, I'm out in the bar scene, obviously more than he is. Yeah. So he didn't know how prevalent this is. This happens once every couple of months or whatever. Right. Someone will, again, eavesdrop on your conversation and be like, "Hey, did you just say dude, fuck you? Who the fuck is talking to you?" So long story short, after berating them for 2-3 minutes, 2 of them went inside, started bitching to the managers. That guy's causing a disruption. Oh. Dude, they got us kicked out. The manager comes up to us. He's like, "Dude, I'll buy your drinks. I have to ask you to go though. These 10 people are freaking out." And the manager's this fucking cuck too. He's wearing this Christmas sweater. It's all it's just fucking weird. It's 72 degrees. He's this dude, again, one of these hipster whatever. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. But he was trying to be cool. He was trying to diffuse the situation. So I didn't blow up on him, but they eavesdropped. They started fucking busting my balls. Dude, just saying the word sweetheart. Saying the word sweetheart fucking triggered them. But the minute I fought back and they realized they weren't gonna be able to physically do anything, verbally do anything, or intellectually do anything, what did they do? They ran to an authority figure. Right. They ran to the manager. They're like, "Can you kick him out?" They still think they're on the university campus and shit. He's hurting he's hurting my feelings. He's hurting my feelings. So me and Will are walking away, and Will's like, dude, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, dude, this kind of shit. I'm like, dude, you haven't been single in a while, dude. Dude, I'm like, this kind of shit happens all the time. Like, I'm like, this is the way society's going, dude. I can't even say the word sweetheart, and it has nothing to do with her. Like, they literally like listen in on your conversations and just jump down your fucking throat if you say something they don't like. Yeah, I thought I'd share the story only because it was pretty fucking funny. Yeah, dude, it's real, dude. But the moral of the story is, dude, you have to fucking put your foot down with these people.
You have more patience than I do, man. God bless you, bro.
You would have snapped even sooner.
I would have snapped all their necks.
Dude, it's not even fair. Physically, it's not even fair, dude. It's literally like, dude, if you've ever seen like the movie Revenge of the Nerds, it's like Poindexter, Lamar Latrell, Wormser, throwing fucking Sweet Chuck from Police Academy. Like, yep. It's just these guys who are like, dude, are we really, dude? And I'm like 6'4", 225. So I'm like,
right.
Are we really living this fucking conversation? Like, get the fuck out of my face, fucking nerd. Like, seriously. So, but I think they've been getting away with it for so fucking long that
seriously.
Yeah, they're just like, we run shit. We could just bitch our way into running shit. But yeah, Will, God bless him. His fucking mouth was dropped. He was in shock in regards to what was going on. It was fucking, it was awesome.
Unreal.
Yeah. So yeah, real world example of shit we talk about all the time. It is out there, and I wasn't looking for trouble. Trouble just kind of found me.
That's what it is. It's you're like a swarthy Greek magnet for trouble, bro.
Dude, I can't fucking help it, dude. I don't know. I don't think you should necessarily. And you brought it up last time, and I kind of was thinking about it all week. You're like, back in our day, you could actually, all right, we're guys, let's just get in a fight and everything's forgotten. But dude, you're right. Nowadays, you don't know if some motherfucker's going to pull out a gun. You don't know if he's going to stab you when you're not looking.
Yeah, he can put out one of those, those little pocket protector knives. I mean, you never know.
Yeah. He could fucking break his calculator over your head.
Anything can happen, dude. I mean,
Well, dude, there used to be like, all right, let's just get in an honest bar fight and whatever. But dude, maybe as we get older, we have more to lose, like wives, kids, companies, businesses. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you actually have some shit. You're like, is this really fucking worth it?
Not worth it.
No, dude, it's 9 times out of 10, it's not, dude. There's usually no upside to letting it go that far. But they're not even the. So I always kind of. I hear the word geeks a lot when it comes to like IT guys, or like, I think there's like 2 types of geeks. There's like the cool, like Bitcoin cyberpunks, like the cool coders who are this and like and then there's like the nerds who just aren't smart but are geeks anyway.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, if you're like a smart badass, great. That's totally legit. But yeah, if you're fucking retarded and a geek, that's kind of bad. Like it's like, all right, just whatever. Anyway, anything else going on in the world?
Hey, Susan Rice and John Muhammad Brennan and Susan Powers just they got subpoenas coming their way. Did you hear about that?
Are they going to go, or are they going to go and plead the fifth? What's everyone saying? What's the chatter?
Dude, I think they have to go and testify. They can't plead the fifth, man. They have to talk. They have to talk about unmasking. It's coming down hard, and I think Trey Gowdy is leading that charge.
Are they, dude? He's a badass, man. That guy's
an assassin, man.
Yeah, dude. You don't want to fuck with him. He's his when you hear him on interviews and shit, you're like, this dude's fucking cutthroat. He's a badass.
He is a total badass, man. So Susan Rice is probably on suicide watch right now.
Do you think they're going to promise him immunity or anything?
No immunity, because Comey's not there to pass it out. You lost your street pimp protection. Exactly.
Dude, let's see how it plays out, man. Have you seen like the Hillary interview at the Silicon Valley conference?
Dude, what is that? She's on the bitching tour now, I hear?
Dude, she is. I've never seen someone in more fucking denial. It's her sitting on like a red couch, meeting in like Silicon Valley with some conference or whatever, and it's the same shit. You know, it's just nonstop. Nothing was my fault. It was all Russia, Macedonian hackers, and Julian Assange, and blah blah blah. And dude, it's like painful. She's just fucking like mentally ill, dude. She's a straight up narcissistic psychopath. Like,
did you see the pictures of that idiot walking around, that POS, that piece of shit, walking around in Chappaqua, New York on a rainy day? She had an umbrella over her head and she was wearing her anti-seizure glasses. Did you see that?
Yeah, I see.
With a stupid blue Zeiss lens. I mean, come on.
I know they always try getting pictures of her like acting like she's on a hike. Like, look who I randomly ran into on my hike today. Like, what the fuck? And then,
she's like Sasquatch. She's running through in the woods and shit.
Fucking Bigfoot, dude. And like a lot of the pictures are like they're totally staged. Like the person who takes the picture and like the selfie or whatever is actually like turns out to be like a campaign staffer or something. Like, so the election's over, and like she's still like a total fucking like liar. Like everything's like totally like bullshit image propaganda. Like, look at this picture with like, the bitch, you lost. It's over. You don't have to try to make us fucking think you're like, this is an ad for fucking North Face. It's insane.
You know something crazy? My buddy Brad Birkenfeld. You know Brad, right? Brad Birkenfeld, biggest whistleblower in U.S. history. Brad just emailed me, right? And Brad's like, he's like, yo, V, check this out. Because Brad he's in the process of suing UBS. He's going after UBS. He's going after the Swiss banks. He's like a chainsaw looking for trees right now. He's out for blood. So Brad's a very, very dangerous man right now. And there's a lot of Swiss bankers who are absolutely sweating bullets because of him. And Brad knows this, okay? He said this. He said, just like the UBS case where Hillary intervened because Hillary intervened in the UBS case to make the fines so like basically a slap on the wrist for UBS because they were money laundering for terrorist organizations. Hillary was behind that. She intervened back in 2009, and he said that the Clinton Foundation also benefited. And he's like, where's the press reporting on this? What a surprise. You should blast this around. So he emailed that to me. And the article that he put and he pointed out to is Kuwait called on Hillary Clinton to nix criminal fraud against defense contractor Agility. You know, this is in 2009. Kuwait called on then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to intervene with the Justice Department to help nix a criminal fraud case against Kuwait defense contractor Agility Public Warehouse Company. The case ended up settling. Huh?
How many smoking guns do we fucking need from these people? Like, how many examples of money laundering and embezzlement through the foundation? How many $250,000 for 1 fucking hour speeches do we need to like catch her? Oh my God, the bankers paid her $250,000 for 20 minutes. And what do you know? She let them off the hook. Like, what is she fucking doing in her speech? Is she telling them the fucking cure to cancer? Like, how the fuck are you paying this bitch $250,000 for an hour?
For 15 minutes. For 15
dude,
minutes.
Hey, women's ceiling, blah blah. It's all bullshit. Like we
complete horseshit. And dude, in this POS, this piece of crap, Hillary Clinton, she got paid $10 million to the Clinton Foundation. There goes she's doing her best to nix the lawsuit against this Kuwaiti arms dealer. Ridiculous.
Dude, the minute it was released that and confirmed that the Clinton Foundation paid, and this is not fucking conspiratorial, it's like confirmed. The minute that the Clinton Foundation was like busted paying for part of or all of Chelsea's fucking wedding, like, dude, that's embezzlement. Like that is the definition of embezzlement. Totally. The foundation, it's supposed to assume a fiduciary role as the custodian of money, and it's being used for personal things. That by definition, it's embezzlement, dude. So I don't. Totally is. If me or you did that, if I started some bullshit fucking non-for-profit and I did that, I'd be in a fucking cage. Well, so yeah. I don't know how many more
They'll put you in the cage, and they'll be waterboarding me in Guantanamo.
Yeah, dude. What? when are people just going to be like, dude, enough? Like these people do whatever the fuck they want, and it's insane. And that's why even like Rice and shit. Now you're talking about the subpoenas. Dude, is there any chance anything happens to them? Like
there has to be. I think this time there has to be. There has to be. If nothing happens with the Susan Rice-A-Roni and John Mohammed Al-Jihadi Brennan and Susan Not-So-Powers, if nothing happens with these idiots, then you know what? The American public is going to rage, and I'll tell you why it's going to rage. And it's going to rage simply because, look, the American public, we don't want even vengeance at this point. We just want the freaking justice system to work.
Dude, no one should be above the law. Exactly. That if the peasants have to play by the rules, so should the people that run the system. I mean, that's the bottom fucking line. And I can't tell you. We talked about it briefly, like last week or the week before. It's like I'm almost in shock when a head does roll of someone, quote unquote, in their club. When if you're in the CFR meetings or whatever, and you actually get like it happened to Petraeus, and I was like, holy fuck. I wanted to. I hope all fucking three of them get nailed to the cross. I just you don't see it that often, dude. And I don't know for me and you, like, or the average man, they throw the book at us. You know, it really is guilty until proven innocent. And for these people, it's like
innocent.
Innocent. Yeah, unless I provide like video evidence,
and even then.
Dude, video evidence with like fingerprint and DNA that Hillary like drowning a fucking baby in a river. Like, right. Dude, they get away with anything they want. They do. Like, it's absurd.
Because they're innocent until proven innocent.
Dude, that is well said, dude. And it's true, dude. Like we see it time and time and time again.
But isn't that the whole spiel with the left now, bro? It's like, you know, I said this back in October. I said the worst thing that could happen with these retards if they buckle down and go far left, and that's exactly what they're doing.
No, they've definitely doubled down, and we're literally like it. Almost, I don't know how much more we could talk about, you know, Russia or privilege. The conversation has gotten so duplicitous, repetitive, old. It's at this point, I don't know what else they still haven't provided one shred of evidence or proof. It's all like, all right, let's keep going, and their answer has been to double down. We need more. Who's that redheaded skank with the comedian with the decapitated thing?
Kathy Lee Griffin, the piece of, you know what? I mean, what a turd! What a turd she is!
My God, like that's the way they're going, and some of them have like even pretended to denounce her as that went too far or whatever. So, and I don't know if you've been following like the Weinstein, the Evergreen State professor. They chased him out of. Holy shit! Yeah, he was on the Rubin Report, and Tucker Carlson had him on, and his brother's a badass. His brother works for Peter Thiel, and he's like a fucking mathematician. No. Weinstein's brother. So Weinstein's a professor of biology at Evergreen State, but his brother's like he works with Peter Thiel, but he's also like a mathematician, fucking physicist, badass. Yeah. But so they and the brother, I think Weinstein that works with Thiel is also libertarian, but the brother's like a total like old school like liberal, but he's even, dude, they attacked him. And he's like the least racist, most liberal person. He's like this totally liberal Jewish guy, and they bit his fucking head off because they told him, if you're not people of color, you have to leave campus. And so the fact that he wouldn't leave, he's like, that's oppressive, and you're being racist towards me because I'm not this. And they're like, well, white privilege, get off campus. Like, so, dude, and the university is siding with the mob. The university is like siding with these fucking zombies. It's insane to watch.
You want to know something, man? Here's the deal. It sickens me, and I'm not, quote unquote Caucasian, but I tell people this: It's about time that white people start developing some friggin' pride for their race. Okay, stop this ridiculous guilt nonsense. All right, I'm seeing Western civilization, okay, which has helped me, which has helped my family, which, you know, we've been blessed to grow up in, absolutely be torn apart by half-wits, self-saboteurs, fifth column individuals, and proxies. I'm sick of seeing this. And it's like I'm looking at Europe, I'm like, hello, white people, please start having kids. I'm looking at the US. Hello, white people, please have some balls. Please have some balls. Because what's happening, dude, it's terrible to see this, because I'm not asking for people to become like white supremacists or anything like that. That's stupid. That's the opposite end of the spectrum.
But that, dude, here's the fucked up thing. What the left is doing, the Pavlovian response is going to be people who become white supremacists. Like, so when you're constantly like trying to beat people, what the left is pushing for, what they want is a reverse hierarchy. So it's like, it's not about, first of all, here's what I tell everyone, and I really don't know how anyone with a brain could disagree with this. I have met pieces of shit and good people of every gender, race, religion, sexual preference. Dude, judge each person individually, dude. Everyone is fucking different. You cannot judge a person by their group or by their collective. You can't judge someone for being a certain race or religion or gender. So that's what individualism is. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. I have met good and total pieces of shit in every single category. So you don't judge someone until you meet them and learn to trust them and watch their character, and do they lie, and do they steal, and are they violent, and like that's when you get the right to judge them, once you've been able to actually analyze their character. But their entire ideology is based on identity politics. If you are a tranny, a Muslim, black, a woman, you literally could start stabbing babies on the street and you are above the law, because what they want is a reverse oppression hierarchy. The bottom of the food chain, they want Christian white man. At the top of the food chain, they want tranny Muslim black woman. Like, so that's the most oppressive
combination, by the way.
That's every check mark. Yeah, if you check all those boxes, basically Obama with a vagina. If you check all those, if you check all those boxes, you are at the top of the fight. We should go to that person and get them advice on how to run the world, because they are the top of the identity politics victimhood hierarchy. You know, but
and they would know. They would make a fair and equitable society.
Dude, why not just acknowledge that each individual is different, and there are good and bad in every spectrum of society, but that's not good enough. That's not good enough for them, because if they actually tell people that, then they run out of victims, and they run out of but when you push this fucking cultural Marxism, when you push this identity politics, you are going to create hate on both sides. So you see the radicalization of the left as they start these university shitheads and these Antifa fucking psychopaths that burn cities. And what that's going to do, not everyone could keep a clear mind like me or you and be like, individuals are individuals and we're still libertarian and blah, blah, blah. Lots of people are going to go way far right of me and you. And they're going to say, fuck this, and they're going to become like white nationalist crazies themselves. Exactly. So you can't, that's where this could be going once you get into the identity politics and you start wanting liberty and individualism and all the shit we preach about and talk about. Even like white Nazi nationalism, that's still collectivism. You're collectivism. The collective is more important than the individual. It's still identity politics. So those, it's not like the fucking Nazis were liberty-loving fucking libertarians. They were fucking collectivists. So
socialist collectivists.
Yeah, dude. Every war the last fucking 100 years has been fought between collectivism, like fascism, socialism, blah blah blah. It's all different forms of fucking collectivism.
Correct.
So that's what people, that's what people got to snap out of and figure out. But it's hard. It's hard to go down the rabbit hole of actually, studying all this shit and not developing resentment. And so I get all that, but well said, man. I don't know how to ail society's fucking problems, but it's terrifying where it's going. Terrifying.
It is terrifying, man. And it's a culture issue. But you want to know something? It's like, this is what's become of the Western culture. We've allowed this extreme leftism, and the fruit of extreme leftism is a self-hatred, it's a self-will. I mean, you and I discussed this last week with the whole Paris crazy, Paris shit. The first time that you were on, and but that's what it is. It becomes identity politics, where it's all these racial identity groups that become the voices, the Antifas, the BLMs, the feminazis. These are the inheritors of Western civilization if there's not a cultural change. And that's why these people should be made fun of and exposed at every turn of the corner. It's ridiculous. Minority groups will not improve. They will not improve their station in life, their status in life, if they keep holding on to quote unquote values of the Democratic Party. It's just not going to happen.
There is no one the left likes crucifying more than when someone in their identity group leaves the plantation.
Like a black conservative or a gay guy.
Dude, if you're absolutely like what's his name? Larry Elder's a fucking badass.
Or Milo.
Dude, Milo Elder. Like if you're black, or even Caitlyn Jenner, she like left the reservation. They're like, well, gotta stop talking about this motherfucker. So like if you're a tranny or a black or gay like Milo, yeah. If you don't agree with the identity shit you're supposed to agree with, they will fucking crucify you, dude. Like, so it's not. They really don't give a fuck about gay people. They really don't give a fuck about black people. They really don't give a fuck about women. They really don't. What they give a fuck about is their fucking ideology.
Correct.
Their authoritarian, victim culture, oppression bullshit. That's what they care about. And if you go outside of that narrative, it doesn't matter who the fuck you are, they will fucking crucify you. Like, so that's, and people point that out. And when people point that out, the left doesn't, they really don't have a rebuttal. Well, they do have a rebuttal. They'll start to name call the person. If you're black, they'll start to call you an Uncle Tom or blah, blah, blah. If you're gay, they'll start to say you're self-loathing. That's what they say with like libertarian people who are like libertarian and Jewish. Lots of times they'll attack them for being like a self-hating Jew. Like, no, I just love freedom. I'm not a communist. I'm sorry. Like, so it's not about background. It's not about background for the people who really know the shit. What it's about is going outside of their authoritarian ideology. Do not divert from our fucking narrative, or we will crucify you. Yeah. And again, if you observe it when someone does do it, that's precisely what they do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's their identity, and their identity politics means more to them than anything else. It's disgusting, bro. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it's not hard to, when you're debating one of them, it's not hard to. It always leads back to my checkmate to all of them. Even when I'm debating like a really smart liberal, one who could like talk, like when they start regurgitating fucking Chomsky and shit, and they actually, I know I'm dealing with like a higher IQ liberal. It always comes back to, why is my philosophy about leaving you alone, and your philosophy is about pointing a fucking gun at me and forcing me to do something? Exactly. And that is one that most of them have a hard time rebuttaling. It's like, well, how about roads, and how about schools, and how about all the things great that the government does? But it always comes down to, I want to leave you alone, and I want you to leave me alone, and you want to tell me exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And that's the main difference in our philosophy. My philosophy is leave.
In our philosophy, Gus, they can exist in our philosophy, but we can never exist in their world.
We can if we're their pets or their slaves or their dogs. Yeah, us existing in their world consists of one word: docility or submission, or they want total authority. Dude, it's they like being raped and thrown off rooftops.
They do. I mean,
dude, it's the only thing they share in common. The only thing Islam shares with the left is like authority. Like we're authoritarian psychos. Outside of that, they have nothing in common. I mean, Islam is like religious theocracy on steroids. The left are all like a pack of fucking atheists. Like, so it doesn't matter if it's women's rights or gays' rights or religious freedom or any of that. They're like totally opposite. But the left is so hell-bent on oppression Olympics that they're just like, all right, you're oppressed. Come on. We need the votes. Come on in. Like, so yeah, it's dude, it does come down. It's a great point you made, dude. I never thought about it that way. You're right. Like they can exist in we want everyone to exist. Like, yeah, leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. But in our world, like we have to submit to them. Like we're their pets. We're like, shut the fuck up. Give us your money. Here's what you're allowed to say. Give us your guns. Give us your money. You don't get that shit anymore. We're taking that from you. Like, so yeah, it's a fundamental. It is a culture war, dude. And that's the best way to put it. But it's so hard to get someone to switch course from when their heels are dug in, and that's the total conviction and what they believe. It's really hard to get them to.
They're idiots, man. They're total morons.
It like I said, man, I don't know what you could say or do to them. I wish it didn't have to come down to making fun of them or confrontation or like debating, but I don't know the most effective way to make people see our point of view.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's getting to the point. I mean, historically, when you have this many betas and cucks, something happens in the world where these idiots are purged. Nature has a way of balancing itself. It's survival of the species. You cannot allow such decrepit genes to reproduce, man. It's just not happening, you know.
Dude, you think fucking Brooklyn's gonna swallow them up somewhere?
I don't know, man. I'm open. Something's gotta give.
they're all gonna be swallowed up at a Beyonce concert.
One could only dream. Hey, speaking of swallowed up, Trump announces we're out of Paris. The Paris climate deal is over, buddy. Trump just announced it. We're out.
Oh my God, the world might end in 3 months. Are we gonna be okay?
The libtards are screaming, bro.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I saw, dude, Zero Hedge retweeted. I saw fucking Elon Musk had like the balls to start like talking about it, like virtue signaling bullshit.
Fuck
like
him.
the guy gets like more.
I hate that guy. He's a con man. He's a con man.
Dude, he gets more government subsidies than like fucking anyone out there, and he like tries to like. Stop giving my tax dollars to fund your companies, and then I'll start like listening to what you have to say. Like right now, technically, you're just a government contractor. Like shut the fuck up. So yeah, the virtue signaling is so fucking brutal. Have they been really? Has the media been talking about that shit too? The whole Paris Accords.
Yeah, the libtard media, they're inflamed. They're like, oh my God, the world's going to end. It's so bad for America. Oh my, climate change is real. It's real.
Oh my God.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, you fucktards.
I just pulled up Drudge front page. That's the opening story.
That's the opening story. And you got to remember, man. Yeah. Remember when we were kids back in the 70s? It was all about the next ice age, right? You remember that, right?
Yeah, well, there's always something, right? There's always
70s and 80s, Gus. You and I, we're the same age, about right there, right? We're in the same age group. It was all about Ice Age. Then somehow in the 90s, it became about global warming, and then Captain Planet was launched. Remember the Captain Planet cartoons?
Yeah, there was that. I remember we were probably mine and your generation was probably the tail end of having to practice nuclear Holocaust drills in school.
Yep. Yeah.
So we'd have to get in what my teacher would call tornado position under our desks.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to stop a nuclear warhead, but apparently it would.
It would.
But yeah, there's always some fear tactic that they're ramming down our throats, and it's been climate change for
climate change. Now it's climate change
for a long time.
Like the Earth has stable climate. The Earth's never had stable climate.
And even if you have the audacity to just, it's not even about they call climate deniers anyone who asks questions about it or actually wants to see data, or you listen to a physicist who might have an opposing view. Then you're labeled a denier or a flat earther or whatever. So their science is kind of founded on asking questions, and let's research for. Can I see further research? But at first they used to call them climate skeptics. Now they call them climate deniers. So they've made it sound axiomatic. They're basically like, this is a given. This has become a first principle, and you are still denying it.
You know what I love, man? I love when a libtard looks at me and says, there's a 98% consensus. And I look at them, and I have a science background. I'm a pretty smart fucking guy. And I look at them right in the eye, I'm like, all right, moron. Show me anywhere, any scientific field where you see a 98 or 99% consensus. Show me one. You can't. Because anybody telling there's a 99% consensus on anything, it's absolute bullshit.
The climate thing is there. So the average lefty. I'm not talking about the more articulate one or the one with the higher aptitude. The average lefty, who's really just, let's be honest, the Bolshevik fucking idiot. The left considers themselves the intellectual party. Like, they think they're the party of fucking brains, and that's partially because they've sacked and indoctrinated. They control academia, right? So they control the universities, etc. But the fact that they control the universities makes the average leftist think he's Isaac fucking Newton. Yeah. And they're obviously not. They're, again, fucking. They live on the fucking TV.
Children, bro.
They're penniless. They don't have any fucking net worth or assets. They're unemployed, and they think they're fucking. Again, the founder of Newtonian physics.
Exactly, it makes them feel good. It's that virtue signaling. It gives them a high, bro.
They think they have intellectual vanity and the intellectual high ground. So the virtue signaling makes them think they have the moral high ground. Makes them think they have it gives them moral vanity and self-righteousness, etc. They do it with climate change, and they do it with religion. Like, it doesn't matter if you're monotheistic or agnostic or a deist or whatever. If you're not an atheist, you're not intellectually enlightened. You're too stupid to not be an atheist. So the religion and climate change are the two, quasi political issues that the left attributes. And I'm talking about like the sub 110 IQ score left. They attribute that to their intellectual vanity. They're like,
sub 110. You're being too generous. Let's just call it sub 80.
Yeah, well, we chalk it up. All of them, they all agree on a couple principles, and they think that those two issues make them somehow intellectual fucking heavyweights. Like, I am such a badass because I'm an atheist, or I'm such a badass because I believe in climate change.
Yeah, exactly.
And because I'm so intellectually fucking enlightened.
And how many climate scientists are actually involved with stupid climate change? Not many, bro. A lot of them that are pushing it, the IPCC, the International Panel of Climate Change, the idiots who've been caught various times fudging the numbers, caught with the famous saying, hide the decline, because there's actually a fall in global temperatures. Okay? Those nitwits, how many of those assholes are actually climatologists? They're not. The majority of them are all social scientists.
Well, just like we talked about earlier too, with what concerns me most, or what makes me question certain data that they do provide, is just like what we were talking about earlier. When someone leaves, when another scientist asks questions or questions the data, they fucking crucify him. So you left the reservation. let the smear campaign begin. Let the discrediting begin. That guy's a quack. That guy's this. That guy works for a oil company think tank. That guy they instantly. So it'll be a PhD in whatever. It doesn't matter what the field, but he looks at the data. He or she looks at the data and says, "I don't agree with this, and here's why." And they instantly start the smear campaign, the personal attacks. That's not what I like to see. That doesn't make sense. Why? It's not what I believe. It's am I no longer even allowed to ask the questions? Like, is my mind being curious? Make me ignorant? I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to ask anymore. Like, all right. So again, they've tried to make it an axiom. They've said this it's done. This is it. It is what it is. If you disagree with us, you're an idiot.
Exactly. And let's be honest, man. Let's be totally blunt and honest here. The only reason why these idiot libtards and these assholes in the IPCC and their bureaucracies are holding on to climate change is simply this. There is literally hundreds of billions of dollars of funds involved in this industry / bureaucracy. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. That is the only reason. There are thousands, tens of thousands of jobs that are dependent on quote-unquote climate change and green economies. And you know what? That a-hole, that piece of crap, Elon Musk, the con man from South Africa, exiting from the Paris Peace Accord, the Paris Treaty, it does harm to carbon credit trading companies like his. Companies like his who burn through hundreds of millions of dollars per month, doesn't turn a profit, lives off of taxpayer subsidies to sell piece of shit iPads that can drive.
A good litmus test I've found anyway is that you know something is bullshit if the solution to it is a tax and centralized power.
Exactly.
So it's a good bullshit sniffer. So yep. let the person or group or government propose a problem or something, whatever, and then let them finish explaining the problem. And when they're done explaining it, listen to what their solution is. And if their solution is taking more of your money and more centralized power, usually the problem's bullshit. Like, because that's always the solution. Well, you know what? We fucked up the earth and this and that, but here's the good news. We can fix it. All we're going to do is take, 5-10% more of your money and we're going to have to obviously take away a bunch of your freedoms too, because, we've got to save the earth. So whenever the solution is centralized power, centralized control, and additional tax revenue, start what do they say in Latin? Qui bono, whom benefits?
Benefits.
Yeah, whom benefits. So start to question, this kind of smells like bullshit. Fuck you. Like, so it's all right for us to be inquisitive like that. Don't let them, their tactics of saying you're not intellectual or you're not the, how dare, that's the logical fallacy of appeal to authority. How dare you question a scientist? You must be stupid. How dare you question a scientist? You must be stupid. They're trying to shame you. They're trying to embarrass you from asking legitimate, concerning questions. And more importantly, again, money out of your pocket. If the solution is money out of your pocket and less freedom, less rights, then yeah, you better ask some fucking questions. Like it concerns you. Beware of fear mongering that seeks to tax you and take away your freedom. It's fucking con men, dude. They're just all fucking con men. It's disgusting.
Dude, I mean, Musk is the ultimate con man. He gets up there and talks about pie in the sky ideas of how he's going to send men to Mars. Shut up. This guy doesn't run. He runs a welfare company. He just bought he bailed out his cousin's own company, which is called Solar City, right? That's another company that burns through hundreds of millions of dollars a month. They turn no profit, lives off of government subsidies, and he's going to put a man on Mars. Shut up.
It's Solar City, space. Is it SpaceX and Tesla?
SpaceX. I call it GasX because it's an utter failure. That's another piece of pie in the sky idea. And you talk to these trendies, Tesla. I have my brand new iPhone with my Apple Watch, and I'm going to get into my Tesla. I hope your Tesla burns to the ground.
I'll tell Elon Musk. I would tell Elon Musk and every other liberal the same thing I used to tell my crazy fucking ex-girlfriend, and that is, sounds great. Who's paying for it? Yeah, sounds amazing. Who's paying for it? Like, so if dude, I don't give a shit if he wants to send someone to Jupiter. Am I paying for it? Yeah. So it's all fun and games until the fucking bill comes due. Right. So yeah, it is what it is. If I don't care what he wants to talk about or what he wants to do, the minute you start taking government subsidies and tax revenue to fund these things, then it does become my business. And you know, he's oh god,
I can't stand the guy. He's a con man. I can't stand him.
He's brutal, and they've definitely they've romanticized him. Yeah, they've tried to make him. They
call him Iron Man. They call him like he's Tony Stark. Can we get the hell out of here?
Dude, they've tried to romanticize him to the culture. Absolutely right. And it's funny, but they do the same with anyone on the left who has money. Dude, they do the same with old man fucking Buffett. They do the same fucking thing. Old man Buffett is supposed to be like the friendly billionaire fucking grandpa you never had. Like, oh, my secretary. Let me tell you something that Warren Buffett already fucking knows. If Warren Buffett thinks our taxes should be higher, then what he should do is cut a check to the Treasury Department, and I could guarantee you 100% they will cash it. So if you want to pay more money in taxes, just pay it. No one's going to stop you. Trust me, the U.S. government is not going to reject your check. Right. Send them as much money as you want, and the Treasury Department will cash that check. So stop telling me that I should pay more money and just pay more yourself, dude. Yep. Like it's the fact that, again, even fucking old man Buffett's virtue signaling. Like, oh, and the reason I think he's been pigeonholed in that question once or twice, and he's always like, no, I can't do that because compounding interest is so powerful and blah blah blah. So it's all right. Yeah, it's all right for him to invest. And dude, Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders paid like
99% Gus of the 5%.
Yeah,
the bottom 3% from the 10%, and we have nothing left.
The 1%, motherfucker, you have 3 houses. Like you have 3 houses.
My wife is not being investigated, Gus.
And the 1 year there was when Trump's tax return got leaked, and I saw a great meme on Twitter. It was Trump paid like 20%
tax than the asshole Bernie Sanders or a Dumbo.
Exactly right. Like so, Obama and Sanders both paid less in taxes.
Exactly, virtue signaling leftists.
Dude, this holds true for everyone. If you want to pay, dude, and go down the line. If you want to pay more in taxes, no one is stopping you. You don't have to vote for the rest of us to pay more. Just pay more yourself. So if all these libtards, 40%, 45% of the country, want to pay more in taxes, dude, pay more. Cut a bigger check. Who's stopping?
Well, what about when Bill Gates, gets up there and Bill Gates talking about how we need to have less population on this world because the world's overpopulated. That whole overpopulation bullshit. I could take every single person on planet Earth, all 6.2 billion of them, give them an acre of land and stick them all in North Texas, and they'll still be placed to play. There'll be plenty of room to run around in. Most people don't even realize that. Okay, Bill Gates. Here's the deal with Bill Gates. If you want to talk about culling the world population and ending it, why don't you lead by example? Why don't you kill yourself, you and your fat mouth cow of a wife and your kids? Do that. Do us a favor, please.
Dude, you stole the words out of my mouth. Lead by example. Jump off a roof. Lead by example. Talk is fucking cheap. Jump off a roof. It's the same way with taxes. It's the same way with population control. It's the same way with all of it. Like everyone, dude, these people, they talk a mean game, and it's all fun and games. And dude, it's the same with
Zuckerberg. He's another shithead. Zuckerberg with his university.
Well, how about the celebrities that preach to us about energy and fuel, and then dude, private jets and having fucking orgies with 50 women on yachts. And
50 dude, 50 boys.
Dude, good for him. Play on, player. But don't do that. Don't do that on Saturday and then wake up on Monday and tell me to turn off a fucking light bulb.
Yeah, after he drives up in his Toyota Prius, telling
It's all a joke. Like it's not. They want you to buy this bullshit, and then they get to do it. Gates doesn't want population control. He wants the peasants to stop reproducing so he could fucking rule the world. And it's the same way. Buffett doesn't want higher taxes for him. He wants higher taxes for the rest of us. Leo doesn't want to use less energy. He wants us to use less energy. Yeah, dude. Dude, they're just fucking hypocrite. It's all bullshit, dude. Con men. Virtue signaling, bullshit.
Yep, that's it, man. With that being said, bro, we're at the end of the show. Why don't you plug Perpetual Assets? What do you guys do? The programs you have to offer, because I think it's super important, especially for this day and age.
Perpetualassets.com or Google Perpetual Assets. We'll be the first however many results. We specialize in a product called the LLC IRA. That's our bread and butter. It's a retirement account that allows you to literally fully control what you're investing in. A lot of our clients come to us for metal or for cryptocurrencies, or you decide. It doesn't matter if you're talking about a barrel of oil, a share of Apple stock, a Bitcoin, an ounce of gold. You're running the thing. You decide what to invest in. That's our primary focus. We also have a metals card where you could buy gold and silver and get a Visa card and liquidate it. Those are our primary two bread and butters. So yeah, we've had great response from you and from Bix. So we appreciate it, and feel free to call us, email us, whatever. We're here to answer any questions.
Absolutely. And with that being said, folks, we're at the end of the program. Cuss with Gus will be back next Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that being said, we're over and out. And unfortunately, CJ's not here to take it away, so I'm going to take it away myself. Thank you so much all for listening in. Later.